Can't be here again today, so I'm going to record a short video on what you should do while I'm away. So you can see I'm on our DX and I'm in our unit, The Purpose of Art, Ceramics, and I went to Idea Development and Mood Boards. This is the same lesson page that we used with mood boards, and I've made some additions to it. So hopefully you can see right here, it says Idea Development. Here, I'll highlight it for you. Idea development, that's what we're going to be addressing today. Content objective. I can use different approaches to idea development to one end. Language objective. I can use brainstorming and synectics to consider different options for my ceramics work. Culture objective. I can develop ideas so that my ceramics artwork serves different function and purposes simultaneously. Thinking skill questions, activating past memory. When have I seen the list of function and purposes of art? Mind the typo. When have I used brainstorming, mind maps, and synectics in this class before? How can I use idea development tools to direct my work? All right, so I'm just going to read off what's happening here, and then I'll record another video which gets a bit more detailed in a moment. What you're going to do today is you're going to review the function and purposes of art slide from lesson 1 and choose 5 to 6 functions and/or write your own. All right, and let's see. So here you can see I'm on the Purpose of Art slideshow. That's the name of this lesson page, and it is slide number 3. On that screen. Same unit, same thing, the ceramics unit. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, well, there's more than 10, that's for sure. What you should do is choose some of these, or you may write your own, and I'll address that in more detail later. Once you've chosen 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, brainstorm everything you can think of for each function. All right, and that can come in the form of a mind map or a list or even just sketches, thumbnail sketches, if you like. Use synectics, that's combining 2 ideas from different categories, to see what new ideas come to mind. We've done that before in the painting unit. And number 4 says, make a decision about 2 to 4 functions for your ceramic work. And actually today, we're going to leave that one alone. All right, so your goal for today is to finish 1, 2, and 3. And then with 4, what we'll do is we'll give you some time to kind of meditate on that. And then when we come back into class next time, you'll have some, like, what do we call it, processing time. All right, I'm going to sign off from the screenshot or screencast, and I'm going to talk to you in a video in just a moment. Hello everybody, just want to revisit what we were doing before and show you in more physical space. Give me a moment. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so as I said before, go through and find the functions and purposes. Choose 5 or 6 of them. You may write your own functions and purposes. Like, for example, in mine, I've used to express nature, to say something about art, to try out different techniques. That list that I gave you on the slideshow is by no means definitive. So once you find some, like 5 or 6, and then spend some time, about 10 or 15 minutes, just brainstorming on those specific function and purposes. For example, I have here Create Beauty, and I did a short, small mind map where I was brainstorming on Create Beauty. And the same thing about here, say something about art and influence taste. And so those individual functions you can then use to brainstorm more specifics about it. And just write down or draw pictures of what comes to mind when you think about that. Once that's done, then it's time to use the synectics. And what you should do is look at your categories now and start to combine different parts from each category. So, like I looked here, I got to read it One idea for, say, something about art is to combine styles. And then what I could do is take combine styles and influence taste. And one of the things I wrote with influence taste is to be familiar and to be unique. So if I'm combining styles and influencing taste, I might get something, I don't know if you can see, it's all the way down here. Da, 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 da. Right? I might do something like the moon vase and fat lava, right? Those are something that I like, two different styles of pottery that I like, and then to influence taste, create something familiar, something people, when they look at, they're able to see. There's another one here about expressing nature, and one of the things I wrote down for expressing nature is the moon and create beauty, and one of the things I wrote down for creating beauty is using a regular shape. So I might have a nice, soft, very well-balanced circle that's divided 70-30 between positive and negative space. The goal is to just see where your mind goes when you start to put these things together, right? Like different nuances of ideas together. Now, the last part, this make a decision, we're going to leave that alone until Monday, all right? Because give yourself a little bit of time to meditate on it over the weekend. You'll have some time to work in class today on your ceramic work, so you might develop new ideas after that. So when we come back from the weekend on Monday, we'll sit down and we'll do that like statement of purpose. That's also in your process portfolio. Please make sure everything is documented, because everything you're doing today with the brainstorming will go into the process portfolio, okay? All right, I'm going to record one other video very quickly for those of you who did slip casting for the substitute plans today. And then that's it. Have a really good class. Be good for Miss Karen, and I'll see you on Monday. Hey, it's Mr. Allen again. Just here to talk to the people who did slip casting last class. Over here are the molds for the slip casting. All right, now I didn't designate which class is which. They just told the last class to take out half, and you can take out the other half. Let me show you how this works. They should all be dry now and ready to work with. Very simply, I like to do this over the table, but for the video, I'll do it out here in space. Just very carefully turn it over, and there is a plate from slip casting. Now, you might notice here, if you look closely, the edge is kind of rough. This is a nice cast plate, but it's not complete yet. Actually, this one's cracked. But what you can do is get, well, there you go. Maybe that's a lesson on be careful with it, because they're also quite fragile. What you do need to do, if they don't fall apart in your hands like that, is to refine the edge or deliberately do something with it so that you feel it's finished. And once they're done and once they're organized, go ahead and put them in the kiln room, and they'll be fired maybe tomorrow, and then, and maybe we can get them at them next week. All right, if you're not a slip casting person, then just what we were doing before, you can work on ceramic work that you started. The kiln's been unloaded. There's a whole new batch of stuff out ready for collection. Or your mood board. If you're still working on your mood board, you may do that. Have a really good class. Again, I said that. And I will see you next week.